Hi everyone, and welcome back to some more Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Today with episode 16, Ascension, and episode 17, Rules of Engagement of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 4. And I am really excited for today's episodes. Again, not only just because Season 4 has been amazing, but because both thumbnails have O'Brien featured on them. And I don't know if both episodes are O'Brien episodes. I'm hoping one of them is, though, because I really love O'Brien episodes. In the past seasons, O'Brien episodes have actually been some of my favorites. I'm thinking back to something like Armageddon Game or something like that, because usually when O'Brien's in the frame, Bashir's in the frame as well, and those two have excellent chemistry together. So I hope that one of them is an O'Brien episode at least, but I'm really just hoping for two more excellent episodes of Deep Space Nine today. And if you'd like to check out more of my reactions, head to my Patreon of uncut and early access reactions to my movies and TV shows that come up to 3 weeks early, as well as exclusive live streams, Patreon merch, movie polls, movie reactions, and so much more. Thank you so much for checking out. Let's get back to the video. Okay, let's get into the first episode now. I hope you enjoy my reaction to episode 16 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 4, Ascension.
I thought you said you'd started straightening this place up.
This is what I want, O'Brien and Bashir.
Keiko's shuttle will be here before we know it. We should...
Keiko's coming today.
Wish we didn't have to.
It's like a sculpture, a monument to your year as a bachelor.
That's awesome.
Who are we to dismantle this piece of art?
I don't know. But if we don't, Keiko will dismantle me.
Yeah, that's very fair. Dude, Keiko's coming back. I haven't seen her in so long. And Molly maybe as well, the kid?
Daddy!
Oh, hello.
Oh,
And hello, Keiko.
Daddy, I have a little brother.
Really? Is that him?
No, he's in there.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. I thought you'd be happy. I mean, we talked about it and
He's having another kid?
But your last visit, you were only here the one night, and I thought it'd take a couple of nights. Yes, so.
Well, congratulations, O'Brien, for having another kid, potentially.
Except maybe helping a young couple to meet the emissary. Are you sure this is a good time?
Did they do like emissary tours? That would be kind of fun.
Vedic Port is here with the young couple that just got married. They're hoping to get the emissary's blessing.
Just say, you have been blessed. Yeah.
we're very grateful to you for seeing us.
Not at all. Now if you just join hands.
I like that Cisco's doing this, though.
Kova, Antanakel.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow, that means the world. I like that he's not running away fully from his emissary responsibilities anymore.
Hard getting used to being a religious icon.
Really?
Yeah, I bet it is.
There's something coming through the wormhole.
Oh, what? What is that? Oh, it's like a really cool ship. Is it like one of those solar walker things?
Never entered the wormhole.
From these readings, I'd say that ship's about 300 years old.
Like a light
Life
ship
signs?
from Explorers type deal. What if this is an ancient Bajoran? You know what I mean?
Who are you?
I am the emissary.
What? Hold on a second. This guy's a phony. Maybe Cisco can just offload all of his emissary workload to him. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be that bad, would it? Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I realized what was happening. Prophets were opening the gates of the celestial temple.
Oh wow, that must have been crazy for him.
People that I know, my grandfather, my brother, so they could communicate with me.
Seems like there's two emissaries here.
I felt reborn.
When exactly did you leave Bajor?
Oh, couldn't have been more than a few days ago.
Was it 300 years ago?
9174.
They're like, sir?
That was over 200 years.
Oh my god, he is an ancient Bajoran. Maybe not ancient, but he's ancient.
My brother died last winter, and my wife and I never had children.
Kormlan, the poet?
Wait.
I'm a poet, yes.
The poet.
Song and the Call of the Prophets?
You know my work.
Wait a second, this guy's a legend.
Perhaps that's part of the prophet's plan for me.
their plan.
This guy is way more, not deserving necessarily of the emissary title,
Kurum.
but he would be into it, you know what I mean?
Bajor used to have a strict caste system. A person's work was dictated by what family they were born in,
Oh, interesting.
so that we could fight them. We all became soldiers.
Cardassians occupied Bajor?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Will name their emissary by calling him to them. That he would find the celestial temple, that there the prophets would give him back.
It happened to you in the very first episode, though, too.
They didn't give me back my life.
Did they not?
Not literally, but they did help you get your life back together.
Yeah, exactly.
Then why are you using them to justify giving up your position?
I guess I was looking for something to convince me that I was making the right decision.
No, you're looking for an excuse to leave.
He's Bajoran. He's a revered poet, and he wants the job.
That's what I was thinking first.
I talked to Vedic Porter. He seems to think that as long as I make it clear that I'm stepping aside voluntarily...
Interesting. Can I really just do that? Can the emissary just do that?
I'm just a Starfleet officer again. All I have to worry about are the Klingons, the Dominion, and the Maquis.
It's a lot of slow zooms onto Cisco. The camera work is interesting. A lot of slow zooms onto his face while he's speaking.
My friend, come and have a drink, celebrate.
I really should be getting home.
Oh, just one.
Yeah, have a drink with Bashir, man.
Chief O'Brien is having a baby.
I thought your females carried your young. You know babies. Every little thing they pick up goes straight into their ears.
Well, not necessarily every baby.
Just think, soon there'll be 2 little O'Briens scampering about underfoot.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
I think he does not want to be another kid at the moment. Or he doesn't want another kid, I should say.
No, nothing at all. Couldn't be happier. Did you hear? Keiko's gonna have another baby. Now?
Right now. I love that warp, just like it literally.
Really? The Enterprise was damaged. Keiko and he were trapped together when our time came.
Oh, wow. Actually? Was that an episode?
Unfortunately, I will be away from the station at that time.
I'm taking a vacation.
Visiting my parents on Earth. Excuse me.
He's already making plans. He's booking a flight home.
Don't get me wrong. I know once I hold my little baby in my arms, I'll be the happiest man in the world, but I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. How about a game of darts?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'll have one game. One game of darts. Come on, it won't hurt.
Why? Coram Lon is a great man. He's been with the...
Because Cisco's the emissary, though, right now, still.
Well, he made it clear he wants to step aside.
Does that mean he never really was?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Forgive me, Major, I don't mean to be difficult, but your faith seems to have led you to something of a contradiction.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when Cisco said he was stepping aside.
If you don't have it, you can't understand it. And if you do, no explanation is necessary.
Interesting. Interesting, Kira.
Prophets. The Cardassian occupation. Bajor that I've returned to has lost its way.
Cisco's watching it, though.
They no longer follow their Dejaras. Farmers have become politicians.
We must heal the wounds of the occupation.
No, he's gonna take them back to the old ways.
Follow the path the prophets have laid out for us.
No.
It is their will that
I think Kira can't do this.
By returning to our Dejaras, we will have erased it forever.
By returning to a caste system that people can only do very specific jobs based on their family members, that does not seem very right to me. Yeah, see, Odo knows Kira doesn't like this. And Cisco's like, yeah, this guy sucks as the emissary. I'm coming back.
I had no idea you were going to advocate change on such a massive scale.
It's what the prophets want for Bajor. It's why they sent me.
That's what you want, buddy.
But frankly, by the next election, I doubt very many people will be left on Bajor who would elect a farmer to political office.
Oh my days.
Society will have appropriate remedies at its disposal, such as deportation.
No, sorry, this is so not right.
I have no doubt that its petition to join the Federation will be rejected.
Kai Wynn and I have already discussed it.
Bro, don't talk to Kai Wynn.
To make that sacrifice in order to follow the will of the prophets.
Bro, you already took a wrong step by joining Kai Wynn.
As a friend to Bajor, I have to say, giving up Federation membership would be a mistake.
Yeah, it really would be.
Your Pak is strong. I see now why Kai Opaka believed you were the emissary.
The ear grab thing again. As soon as he said win in his sentence, I was like, yeah, just that's where you went wrong. That was your first wrong.
Guess I'll have to take my rack to Gino with me.
Please, sit here.
You're not.
Why?
I'll find someplace else to sit.
Why?
You're Evola. I'm Tanari.
Oh, come on. Let's not do this on the station.
I remember when I got promoted to lieutenant, it took me a while to get used to being called sir by my friends who were still ensign.
That would be weird. I wouldn't want my friends to call me sir.
You'd earned the right to be treated with respect. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, that is the issue with the caste system there.
Very difficult of us. But we have to have faith that he's guiding us towards something.
Why?
And if what he's guiding you towards doesn't include the Federation.
You can have corrupt religious figures. Wind is a prime example of that.
Whatever you asked of us when you were emissary, no matter how difficult it seemed.
He's like, goddamn, I need to be emissary again. Really need a new suit for free. Think the prophets are gonna come visit him? Oh, there we go. Come on, prophets.
Who are you?
Hail Parker.
Oh my god,
Who
Alpaca.
are you?
Hello!
How did you?
Who are you?
The emissary. Yeah, the prophets are trying to tell you that you are the emissary.
I think you had what the Bajorans call an orb shadow. Sometimes people who've been exposed to the orbs of the prophets.
Guys, what's one thing that Quark and the Bajorans have in common? They both like prophets. Is she supposed to be an artist clan or something? Because Kira is definitely no artist. I wonder what the ranking system is, though, of castes. You know what I mean?
But you're still wearing that uniform. You're still clinging to a false life.
Come on.
And follow your Dejara with all your heart.
Don't listen to him, man.
That a girl? Good shot, Molly.
Did I?
It's kids' darts.
That's mine. Oh, don't worry. I only wear it in the Hollow Suites.
I suppose Julian has one too.
Yeah, he does.
I'll play with Molly.
Oh, Miles, it's good to be home.
Come on, Molly. Let's play darts.
Ah, darts. Let's go.
I don't want to.
Can Daddy color too?
I'm coloring.
Oh no. She's having her snappy phase here. He wants to do the Hollow Suite with Bashir. He misses his best friend Bashir. I think he also just misses like him time. You know what I mean?
That bad?
Not yet. But I can read between the lines.
Yeah, they're worried about it.
As far as Starfleet is concerned, I have failed my mission.
So it's bad for you as well, Cisco. Then.
Not your fault.
Yeah, you've done such
It
a good
is from
job.
where they're sitting.
It's been defended Klingons, man.
I guess I'm just feeling. I did fail.
You didn't though, Cisco.
Why did you want me to meet Jatan?
We can talk about that another time.
No, Kira's leaving, isn't she?
I think he'd make an excellent first officer.
Oh my god, Kira, get out right now. Get out. You're staying on the job.
To take my post, I'm going to resign my commission.
To follow your Dejara.
Honestly, throw your baseball at the emissary, man.
The last thing I want to do is to add to your problems. This is something I have to do. It shouldn't be that hard to find someone to replace me.
I don't doubt that I can find someone to fill your post, but to replace you.
Dude, goosebumps. Oh my god, man. Dude, DS9. That's all I have to say. DS9, man.
Well, I'm chasing a 777 in a bullhorn. You've got some
Oh
catching
my
up to
god,
do.
Mord.
Chief!
Mord always has a lady around him. He must be a ladies' man. Look at that arm around the waist. Go Mord.
Oh,
I've set a board up in our quarters so Molly and I can play.
well, Morn's, he's pretty good.
He's not good.
It's not the same.
Oh my god, guys, just kiss. No, I'm joking. These guys best friends. I don't. That's not the same as Bashir and Garrick.
What do you mean?
It's Thursday, and I've got your usual holosuite reserved.
Oh, that's so nice.
No refunds.
Go ahead. Maybe Morn's better in the cockpit of a Spitfire than he...
Bro, Morn in a Spitfire? That's awesome.
Morn probably doesn't even know where England is.
Frank Morn's actually from England. Little do you know.
I'll see you.
I think Keiko's gonna let him do the holosuite.
Go ahead.
You'd better come down to the promenade. Someone's been killed.
Killed? Did a Bajoran kill another Bajoran because of their Dinjar or whatever?
Was it an accident? I pushed him.
What?
His family name is Muta. Their Dajara is unclean.
Oh, calm down.
If a Vedic can't do what the emissary has asked of us, how can we expect anyone else to?
Oh my god, you just murdered someone on the station, dude.
And forcing people to follow their Dajaras won't make it any smoother. What happened on the promenade was just the beginning.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much more fighting and death. Could even make another civil war in Bajor.
But you did. And it was the right decision. You never truly accepted the role in the first place.
This guy has accepted it too much.
I don't want to divide Bajor any more than you do.
It wouldn't be divided for long, because in the end, the people would choose me.
Okay, confidence guy.
We're not going to settle this by arguing over ancient texts.
And how?
There's only one way to be sure which one of...
Fight to the death.
We have to go to the wormhole and ask the prophets.
Oh, that's actually the best way to do it. Why didn't no one think of that before? It looks like an old computer wallpaper, the inside of the wormhole. There we go. Here we go.
I was the first to find the Celestial Temple. I was the first to meet with you. He came to you...
Look at them. They're like, nah, bro. No.
Later.
Oh, because time doesn't work.
We kept him with us.
So that I would be spared the occupation. So that I could bring the Dajaras back to...
No, buddy, no.
If the Dajaras belong in the past, why did you send me into the future?
They're like, we didn't mean to.
Cisco.
For the Cisco.
You're saying that he's your emissary.
He is the Cisco.
He is the Cisco.
As he is now, uninjured, so that he can get back safely to Bajor.
Good idea. Will that change anything? Will that mess up history at all?
I'm ready to go home.
I like this guy gave it up so easily, though.
We are of Bajor.
What does that mean?
Are they Bajor in the future?
You are of Bajor.
Interesting.
You know, Molly really loves that book Jake gave her. She made me read it to her 3 times before she fell asleep.
He's like, what do I do?
2 hours.
Oh, that's okay. I'll read.
If you want to go do something.
No.
Yeah, go to the holosuite with Bashir, man.
I ran into him the other day and he seemed depressed. He'd never admit it, but he really misses you.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe you should go find him, you know, cheer him up a little.
Depressed, is he?
Very.
Well, maybe I should go spend an hour.
Go, Keiko, go.
Keiko to Dr. Bashir.
Go ahead.
Julian, it's about Miles. I promised I wouldn't.
Oh.
Oh my god, I love this. Keiko, oh, she's so awesome, actually.
Nothing about returning to the Dajaras.
Just about everyone was relieved to hear it.
It's your own fault. I can't believe you didn't cover me. How?
Back to normal.
Quorum's poems, The Call of the Prophets.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. It's a shame he never finished it.
But he has now.
And why do I remember things the way they used to be?
Prophets work in mysterious ways.
I was about to say, how messed up will the timeline?
We were wondering if there's any chance you could come and give her your blessing. It means so much to...
He'll say yes.
I'd be happy to. You're welcome.
It makes people's days just for him to show up, you know what I mean? Ah, that was a good episode. That was a great episode. Not an O'Brien episode, but there was a lot of O'Brien Bashir in it, which is what I wanted. But it was a Cisco episode, an emissary Cisco episode. and I really enjoyed it. Brought up some really interesting things, actually, not just about Sisko, but about religion as well. And that was my reaction to episode 16 of season 4 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Ascension. And yeah, what a great episode. I thought this was going to be an O'Brien episode. O'Brien just had some, second storyline, B-plot storyline in it, but that was a really fun storyline. But I'll talk about that in a sec. This was a Sisko episode. Originally, I saw like that Vedic and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is a Bajoran Kira episode. But it was a Bajoran episode, but not a Kira episode. It was a Sisko episode. It was Sisko and the Emissary. And Sisko and the Emissary have been, well, Sisko is the Emissary, but I'm saying Sisko and the Emissary as a personality, or like as a trait that he has as the religious figurehead, has always been this contention with him. He's never really been wanting to do it. He's always been reluctant to do it, at least, I guess I should say. And he's always not necessarily avoided the responsibility, but he's not necessarily been okay with their responsibility. And so it was really interesting when this old and very famous poet appears out of the blue from 200 years ago and claims that he's the emissary, and Sisko just kind of offloads it to him. It's very easy for Sisko to just offload it to him, but even when Sisko offloaded it to him and Dax was like, are you sure you made the right choice? And Sisko's like, yeah, I feel like I'm on vacation right now, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm awesome, boom, 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 could fight a million ninjas at the moment. Like, that's how good he's feeling. Even then, it felt like there was a little bit of hesitation, because I don't think that Sisko feels like he needs the power from the emissary. I don't think that's the reason he wants it. I think Sisko, as the emissary, he feels like he wants to be the emissary because it's his way of helping the Bajorans. It's his way of completing the mission and getting Bajor into the Federation. It's all of these things, and it's not about the power. And maybe he was worried that what he did was wrong, and it turns out, yes, what he did was wrong. He is supposed to be the emissary. I really liked how the new emissary gave up his position once the prophets said that it wasn't him, like that he isn't the Sisko. I like that they call Sisko the Sisko. I really enjoy that a lot. But I like that he just kind of gave it up. He's like, oh, it's my bad. I'm wrong. I'll go back to my time. I'll be with my wife and kids. That's chill with me too. I really like that. I respected that a lot. But it was interesting seeing his implementation of the old ways, seeing the emissary in this episode. Sisko in this, when I do this review, Sisko is not the emissary. When I say the emissary, I'm talking about the other guy. And when I say Sisko, I'm talking about Sisko. Just in case that's not clear, because I know at the end of this episode, Sisko is the emissary again. But when I say the emissary, I mean the Bajoran 200-year-old guy, okay? So it was interesting how the emissary brought back this traditional Djara, I think that's how you say it, Djara stuff, which is basically a caste system, a system where people are born because of their family names, born into roles and jobs, and they can never really get out of that. And it was interesting that this new emissary felt like this is why he came back, because this needed to be implemented again. And seeing how he was implementing it, seeing how some other Bajorans reacted to it was really interesting. The conversation between Kira and Sisko, when Kira was saying that she was resigning from her post, was incredible. When Sisko's like, I'll be able to find someone to take over your position, but to replace you, and then just the shot of Kira, like tears in her eyes, like, what a good conversation. That had chills. That was like a top 10 conversation. Like, it was so brief, but a top 10 conversation in Star Trek Deep Space Nine so far. Like, I just felt the connection between those two characters. And I really liked there was an interesting conversation here in this episode with religion and how to follow religious figureheads. Do you follow them blindly? Do you try to nitpick at what they're doing? Like, there were two different sides. So especially you could see it when Odo and Kira were standing next to each other, and Odo was basically saying, isn't this very contradictory to your beliefs at the moment? And then Kira's like, when you believe in something, you believe in something, you know what I mean? And you don't second guess it, you know what I mean? It's a belief and you feel it, and if you don't believe in stuff, then you don't understand the feeling. And so there are these two very opposing sides, and I think the episode met somewhere in the middle, where they were saying like, yes, believe in the emissary, whatever, you know, at the end of the episode, Sisko is still the emissary. Believe in the emissary. It's fine to believe in the emissary, but you should not follow these people blindly, because these people aren't necessarily doing the right thing, or may not even be truthful in the first place. Like, the emissary in this episode wasn't actually the emissary, and you were still following his rules blindly. So I think the episode met in the middle, and it was like, it's okay to believe, but you shouldn't be following blindly. You should at least be thinking about why you're following someone, what they're doing, how is this going to affect, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the conclusion of the episode, so, which I thought was a really cool thing for the episode to do. Besides that, O'Brien and Bashir were in this episode a lot. Keiko came home, which is awesome. Really nice to see her. Really nice to see Molly. Really liked what Keiko did at the end, where O'Brien was all sad that he couldn't hang out with Bashir, and Bashir was all sad that he couldn't hang out with O'Brien, and then Keiko kind of messages them both, and then she's just like, yeah, you're both depressed, go hang out with each other, and then they do. Oh, it was so sweet. I really like O'Brien and Bashir's relationship. It's probably my favorite relationship in Star Trek. It's just, I feel the friendship, you know what I mean? Like, I actually feel the friendship. It feels like they're best friends outside of the show. That's how good their friendship is in the show. And yeah, besides that, let's get into the next episode now. So I hope you enjoy my reaction to episode 17 of season 4 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Rules of Engagement. Hello, Worf. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, not Jesse. This has to be a dream or something, right? Klingons on the Defiant, it looks like. Okay, that was a dream, but what was the dream for? There were dead Klingon children in that dream.
0400. Your hearing starts in 4 hours. I suggest trying to get some sleep.
Hearing for what? Was that not a dream? Did he do that in the past? For what? He's innocent. I say he's innocent. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. But why is Worf in jail, guys? Seriously, why is Worf in jail? Like, I feel bad for Worf. The past, 4 episodes, 3 of them, he has gotten in trouble from Cisco. You know what I mean? Like, poor guy.
Here to consider the request of the Klingon Empire that Lieutenant Commander Worf be extradited for trial on charges of murder.
Oh, what?
He knowingly fired upon and destroyed a Klingon civilian transport ship near the Pentath system.
I don't believe it.
That his lust for combat overrode his good judgment.
I don't believe it, but why would he be dreaming of these dead Klingons then?
To face the judgment of his own people.
Unless this is sabotage in the first place, because no one likes Worf.
The advocate neglected to mention in his opening statement that at the time in question,
LeVar Burton, a good episode, here we go.
Ship decloaked in front of the Defiant. Worf gave the order to fire, not because he was reckless or negligent.
So he did kill them.
The destruction of the transport was a tragic but unavoidable accident.
Wow. And Cisco's on Worf's side, which means he believes that Worf is right.
Did he have a reputation for drinking? Did he have a death wish? Something.
I'll see what I can do.
I like that Cisco's on Worf's side. It's nice.
A remarkable station, Captain.
Thank you. We don't get many Klingon visitors anymore.
After this case is over, you might...
What about the Klingon chef? Is he still here?
And while you're busy trying to repair a badly damaged reputation, we'll find ourselves with certain opportunities.
Oh my god. No way. This is...
And set up additional military bases in this sector?
Possibly.
This is bigger than I thought.
Put you at a disadvantage.
On the contrary, I look forward to fighting on your terms.
This is not a fight.
Interesting.
The truth must be won. I'll see you on the battlefield.
It's kind of cool seeing a Klingon lawyer, you know what I mean?
So I'm not concerned with matters of fact and circumstance. What matters to us is what was in Worf's heart when he gave the order to...
Well, how are you going to prove that?
Because if he was a Klingon, lost in the bloodlust of combat, only we can judge him, not you.
Interesting.
A man's heart on trial? It's a subjective issue that cannot be reasoned in a court of law.
Yeah, I do agree with Cisco here.
Someone told me this was a search for the truth. Should we not follow that search, wherever it takes us?
Oh my god, he just used your own point against you.
I will allow you to explore this issue, but only as far as logic permits.
Okay, it's cool that they have a Vulcan as like the mediator.
Is his predatory instinct, his bloodlust, if you will.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, you're violent. Yeah, we get it.
Restrain it before.
How do you know so much about how he behaves in battle?
In the Hollow Suite, we've fought many times.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no. When we fight, we fight.
Yeah, no, it's true.
A few bruises here and there. A broken finger once. Nothing serious.
Yet.
And I've given him a few lumps of his own.
So
we never really had this type of editing in DS9 before.
But that look always goes away. He knows when to stop. Jack.
Interesting. That was cool what that just happened there.
May I enter this file into evidence? Or do you have something to hide?
Oh my god.
Play his game. I have nothing to hide. Use whatever you wish.
Oh my god. Worf,
Commander
man.
Dax, are you familiar?
Listen to your lawyer.
When Worf recreates it in the holosuite, what role does he play?
Sam Peck.
Of course.
Everyone would.
What was the final order Sam Peck gave to his men once they had conquered the city of Tong Bay?
It's gonna look bad on Worf. It's just a game.
He told them to burn the city to the ground and kill everyone in it.
Civilians? Women? Children? Does he give the final order to destroy the city and kill all of the inhabitants?
Probably.
Answer the question, yes or no?
Yes or no, Commander?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Of course he does.
He is one of us, a killer, a predator among sheep. Attention!
Restrain yourself, Ed.
I see the holosuite as like a video game. You know what I mean? A video game is not admissible as evidence for violence and stuff like that, I feel.
When was the last time Worf used that program?
Oh my god, was it right before? Was it right before? Bad timing, Worf.
The day before he left on the convoy mission.
Oh, Worf. You should have had the pizza party simulation running instead of that one that day.
Plague has struck the Cardassian colony on Pentath 3. The Cardassians are preparing several convoys of medical supplies and
I like these flashbacks to the event.
each of them protected by a Federation starship. The Defiant has been assigned to escort Convoy 6, and I've chosen you.
I like that the Defiant is an equivalent to a starship.
I felt that he was an experienced officer who was ready to take on greater responsibility.
He's looking at me.
Distinguished record, and obviously understood the Klingons.
Bro, you're looking at me. Cisco's looking at me.
To seek combat.
Yes.
Thank you, Captain. I have nothing further for you.
Captain.
This guy's good at his job.
It was about 1,700 hours. I was doing some cleanup work. Dr. Bashir was at the bar.
Now, I love this. I love the way this episode is laid out.
No, wait. It wasn't Etheria. It was Gladia.
Have you ever seen...
No, it's not her, is it?
Mr. Quark, is this necessary?
No, it was Rolidia, and she was...
Oh, okay, there we go.
Can we get back to the matter at hand, please?
Lord was so close to speaking that he was a whisper away.
As I said, I was cleaning up, and I saw Mr. Worf come in.
Was there anything...
Oh, look, they're about to kiss.
Not that you're anything but a pleasant, charming race.
Oh my god, Quark.
Then what, exactly?
I just remember asking him, what happens if the Klingons go after the convoy?
I love this.
Looked me right in the eye, and then he said,
I hope they do.
I hope they do.
It would appear Commander Worf's hopes were answered. I have nothing further.
It's kind of looking bad for Worf at the moment.
Slight error in navigation for the ship to stray into the fight.
But why did he drop his cloak right in front of the Defiant?
Yeah, it feels set up, doesn't it?
I'm always suspicious of people who are eager to help a police officer.
Start looking into the passengers on that ship.
I think they want Worf.
The convoy. Then they'd switch. The first ship going after the Cardassians, while the second ship came after us.
I love that they're doing little interviews to us. Oh my god.
Then the bird of prey came toward us off the port bow.
This is so cool. Oh, you got a fire on it.
We'd seen them do this cloak and run maneuver a few times, and Commander Worf thought he saw a pattern.
We have them now.
So then they put the transport ship, they decloak that, and they shoot that.
I'm picking up a tachyon surge directly ahead.
Fire!
Oh no. Oh, that's not what you want to fire on.
Chief, do you believe Worf was correct in giving the order to fire?
Yeah, why not?
I stand by his decision.
He's in battle.
He would never intentionally fire in an unarmed ship.
Thank you, Chief.
I think the Klingons placed that ship there purposely.
Do you agree with it?
I completely support him.
But do you agree with it? That's different.
Been in 235 separate engagements, and Starfleet has decorated him 15 times.
So you have experience.
Chief O'Brien, if Mr. Worf had been injured, could you have taken over command of that ship?
Yeah, you could have.
You're chasing the bird of prey. It cloaks. You anticipate your opponent's maneuver.
This is cool.
Everything rides on your next decision. Do you give the order to fire?
Whoa.
There's a ship out there, decloaking. You don't know what it is. Do you fire?
Yes. In the heat of battle? Probably.
No.
Really? No. I think I would.
And I'll make sure he's not put to death. In fact, I'll defend him myself.
You?
Really? Why?
As humans would say, that would be icing on the cake.
I wouldn't.
There's so much more than just the trial here.
You're worried about what Worf might say on the stand.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's worried, all right. He's worried.
I appreciate that. But I get the feeling that at this point, the only one who can help Worf
is Worf. Yeah.
But nothing definite.
So what was the first sign of trouble, Mr. Worf?
That.
How did you feel when the Klingons attacked? Were you excited?
Of course.
Yeah, he's a Klingon.
Whatever my personal feelings may be, I do not allow them to interfere with my duty or my professional judgment.
As we've seen many times.
He was not in command that day.
What difference does that make?
It makes all the difference.
It does make a difference.
In my judgment, the chances of a civilian vessel decloaking in the middle of a battle were remote.
Yeah. Yeah.
About the civilians who died on that transport ship. And answer one question. Under the same set of circumstances, would you do it again?
Yeah, he would. I probably would do it too.
I would have been risking my ship, my crew, and the entire convoy.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good answer. I think anyone would have fired in that situation.
Why are you considered an outcast among Klingons?
Because he
I sided with the Federation.
And his duty.
The House of Moog was brought down. Your brother was ejected from the High Council in disgrace.
Don't talk about his brother so soon after that episode.
I am hated.
Why? Because of what you did?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not something more basic?
What do you mean?
What is that supposed to mean?
They don't like his eyebrows?
Yes. But if your heart is Klingon, how could you fire upon your own people?
Because he's doing a job.
Filled with your enemies and their children.
There is nothing honorable about killing those who cannot defend themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
A true Klingon rejoices at the death of his enemies. Old, young, armed, unarmed, all that matters is the victory.
So wrong, though.
Tell me, Worf, did you weep for those children?
He actually might have.
You have no honor.
I say this. You live with humans because you're afraid to live with Klingons.
This guy's slipping now.
You hope the Klingons do come for you. You wanted to prove yourself in the eyes of the only people.
Cisco's like, oh my god.
I pity you. But the person I pity most is Alexander. That he is the son of a small, frightened man who destroyed.
Bro, punch this guy.
What? No!
Oh god. The guy wanted this, I think. The guy wanted this.
I thought you told me you'd never attack an unarmed man.
Oh my god, it's come full circle. Yeah, but you were kind of deserving it. You know what I mean? You were, yeah.
I rest my case.
Oh my god, is he actually gonna go? Is he actually going? Bye, Worf, I guess. See you later. Nice to have you in the show.
Constable?
Good news.
Good news.
Captain Sisko?
It's the Cisco. Very much. Thank you very much.
I will not compel you to testify, advocate.
Care to step onto my battlefield?
Oh my god, yes.
What would you call us? Informal friends? Informal enemies?
Informal enemies.
I'm glad to hear you have such a profound respect for the Admiral.
I wonder where Cisco's going with this.
In your motives, after all, aren't there times when you feel it's in your best interest to deceive us?
Oh, here we go.
The Empire would deceive the Federation.
I have a poor imagination.
What about the mines, for example?
These are the people who were killed on board the transport.
You're positive?
Oh my god, wait, what if they're alive?
This is a list of heroes who died at the hands of a coward. It is a list I can never forget.
Imagine if it was a warrior ship or something.
Common. They all traveled on the same ship. Is that your conclusion as well?
Okay, so where's your point going?
Fate is a human concept. They simply boarded the wrong ship at the wrong time.
They were simply wrong.
But then, miraculously,
no way.
Everyone survived.
No way.
You have the names of the survivors right there. I can understand your confusion.
Dude, what a plot twist.
Then a few weeks later, they all decide to take another trip. On the same day.
Maybe it was a big group of friends.
Is destroyed too. This is a very unlucky group of people, wouldn't you say? On the Klingon Empire. So, tell me, Advocate.
Here we go.
Isn't it possible that there were no civilians on the transport warp destroyed, and that this whole affair was staged?
Yes.
And the Federation would be forced to stop escorting the convoys?
Yes, Cisco.
Isn't it possible?
Oh, it's so possible. Oh my god. Mic drop.
Yes.
She's like, I've made my decision. No need for a recess or a deliberation or anything. Worf is good.
Party for you at Quark's looks like quite a bash.
I'm aware of it.
Oh, he's not coming.
And I had that same feeling when the Klingon ships first attacked. Finally, a chance for vengeance.
Cool that Worf is reflecting on this, though.
I'm glad you realized that. That was your first mistake. You knew there were civilian ships in the area. You fired at something you hadn't identified.
Oh my god. Get chewed out again, Worf. Come on.
We don't put civilians at risk or even potentially at risk to save ourselves.
Okay.
All that being true, the reality is no harm's been done. There are no dead children on your conscience.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's why, despite everything that's happened, you're gonna make a hell of a captain someday.
Yeah, I believe that. Captain Worf, that would be awesome.
Things got a little tense there for a while. They need a release, a chance to celebrate.
But I do not feel like celebrating.
Well, you still have to go.
Life is a great deal more complicated in this red uniform.
Wait till you get 4 pips on that collar. You had gone into botany.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that Cisco is hard on Worf, but he sees a lot of potential in Worf at the same time. Guys, that was a good episode. That was a good episode. I actually watched a movie called A Few Good Men recently, which is a courtroom drama for most of that film. And this episode reminded me of that. So that's cool. If you haven't seen my reaction to A Few Good Men, should be on YouTube by the time this video comes out on YouTube as well. So yeah, go check that one out, and good episode. This was a great episode. And that was my reaction to episode 17 of season 4 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Rules of Engagement. Another fantastic episode in the Star Trek Deep Space Nine season 4 catalog. It was a courtroom drama episode, and it was really cool. And the first thing I have to say about the episode, sorry, I just smacked the desk with my leg there, but the first thing I have to say about this episode is that I loved the way it was filmed. I think it was directed by LeVar Burton, and I know there's a lot of other directors in Star Trek, but I only recognize like LeVar Burton and Jonathan Frakes when they direct, but all the other directors are great as well. But this directing was very, very unique in how it depicted the courtroom drama. I loved the flashbacks to events as the witnesses went onto the stand to talk about it, but more than that, I loved the way that they talked to the camera, talked to us, the audience, like they were in some documentary or something. Like, for example, O'Brien is on the stand, and then it flashbacks to him sitting on the Defiant during the battle, but before we see what actually happened, we see him looking at the camera, and he's talking about what happened, and he's following the camera around in a circle like this, and then all of a sudden he stops talking, he stops narrating, he stops saying what he was doing to the advocate or whatever you want to call him, the Klingon guy, and then boom, it like snaps and he goes into what happened, you know what I mean? And it goes into the flashback, and it's so seamless. It was just really interesting and really engaging watching these characters go back and forth from doing the actions they did in the past to turning around, talking to the camera, and then immediately continuing the actions that they were just doing. I thought it was really cool and a really engaging way to film this stuff, because trials are hard to film, you know what I mean? They can be really interesting. As I said, I watched A Few Good Men recently, and that's what this episode reminded me of, and that movie is fantastic, but it's hard to film a courtroom drama because it's basically just one room with maybe some flashbacks with a lot of dialogue, and so the dialogue needs to be really engaging, really interesting, and the reveals need to be really engaging and really interesting as well. And I thought this episode did everything right. The way the dialogue was said, the way the dialogue was implemented into the flashbacks, the way the flashbacks engaged us as the audience, as if we were like a jury or something watching, was absolutely phenomenal. And I loved the camera work. Worst decision, I think he made the right decision personally, but at the same time, I didn't know that the Federation thing where they're like, we protect all civilians, no matter what, you know what I mean? And maybe I should have known that. I probably did know that. I just forgot I wanted to defend Worf. But knowing that, Worf did make the wrong decision. But I mean, not knowing that, I felt like Worf made a decision in battle that many people would have made as well. Luckily for him, there were no children or anyone on the transport, and those 411 people, or however many people there were, did not die, so that's good news to him. But I like that he still felt guilty about it. I like that he was not just like fine about it once he knew. I like that it was still resting on his mind that he did make these mistakes. Not only did he make the mistake on firing on a vessel before he knew what type of ship it was, but he made the mistake of wanting to fight the Klingons in the first place. And I like that he's reflecting on that now. And I really like Sisko talking to him at the end, saying, like, he was chewing him out at first. And Sisko's really hard on Worf a lot of the times because Worf has had trouble adapting to the station. But I like that at the end, after Sisko chewed him out a little bit, Sisko is like, and this is why you're going to make a great captain. It was like, aw, Sisko. Like, that's actually so nice of you to say, you know what I mean? So I love Sisko a lot, by the way. I love Sisko a lot. But yeah, I really just liked how the trial went. I thought the advocate guy, whatever you want to call him, the Klingon lawyer, was really, really cool. He made some really good points. I thought the one where he made Worf super aggressive and angry up to the point where he punches the defenseless person was super, super cool. I really liked how he was like going to such lengths to get Worf angry, and I like that he brought up that you would never hit a defenseless person or kill someone who's defenseless at the very start, and then like 3 minutes later Worf punches him and you're like, oh my god, I totally forgot that you said that at the start, but it makes perfect sense now, you know what I mean? So I thought that was awesome. My only okay, that's not an issue. I mean, I love the episode, I guess, but it just kind of, I know Odo was doing investigation in the background, but it felt like from the point where it seemed like Worf was going to be guilty to Odo finding the information and giving it to Sisko, it felt a little bit too quick. Like, I would have liked 10 more minutes of maybe seeing Odo in doing the investigation or something. Sorry, I know my puppy wants to leave. She can leave in a second when I'm done this. Sorry, Huxley, you can just stay there. Oh, she's like tapping on the door. I'll be quick. You guys can watch her suffer as she you watch her suffer as she tries to leave here. But yeah, I just wish there was a little bit more time explaining, or I guess the explanation was Sisko, so we didn't really need it. I don't know. It's not really much of a nitpick. I would have just liked to see like a little bit more. It felt like the reveal just happened really fast because they needed to end the episode. Maybe like 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes would have smoothed that out a little bit more. But overall, a really fun episode and 2 more fantastic episodes of season 4. One sec, Huxley. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. And thank you so much for watching today's Deep Space Nine videos. I hope you enjoy next week. Okay, I'm just gonna let her out now, and then we'll keep talking because she is antsy. Anyways, she is gone. So next week, you can expect on YouTube episodes 18 and 19, Hard Time and Shattered Mirror. But if that is not quench your thirst for Star Trek Deep Space Nine on Patreon, not only can you watch right now episodes 18 and 19, Hard Time and Shattered Mirror, but you can also watch episodes 20 and 21, The Muse and For the Cause, as well as 22 and 23, To the Death and The Quickening, meaning that we are only 3 episodes away from the season. 3 episodes, I think. Yeah. No, we are only 2 episodes away from the season finale over on Patreon, meaning next week on Wednesday, the season finale of season 3 will drop on Patreon if you're watching this the day of release on YouTube. And if you're watching this on Patreon, then you still have like 3 or 4 weeks left. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for next week's Star Trek Deep Space Nine reactions.